Hey, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so this week is going to be a stacked week of Pokemon Go content. We are going to be getting the kickoff of the holiday event of this year, and this is going to feature a brand new costume Pokemon along with a brand new shiny. There's going to be a lot of things to do within this event, and I will get into the details for it, but we are also going to be getting a community day this week, and it is going to be the December community day, which means it's going to be featuring all of the Pokemon that had a community day this year, and you do not want to miss out on that one, especially if you did not attend any of the community days anytime this year. So yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty fun week. There's definitely going to be a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, let's go over the details for everything that's going to be happening. The Holiday Part 1 event is going to start on December 17 at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until December 22nd at 9:59 a.m. local time. Now for this event, the featured Pokemon is going to be Dedenne wearing a holiday attire, and you can get this as a shiny. And then there's also going to be a shiny debut this event, and it's going to be Sandygast. Now, during this event, we're going to be getting the following event bonuses. You're going to be able to get double the amount of experience when you catch Pokemon, and any egg that you place in incubators during this event is going to have a half hatch distance. Now, the Pokemon that's going to be debuting is of course going to be Dedenne wearing a holiday attire, and that Pokemon is something that you will only be able to obtain in a premium format, which we'll get into later. Now, there's also going to be collection challenges and field research task rewards related to this event, and make sure you do not ignore that because there's going to be some pretty decent Pokemon with this event. So yeah, this Holiday Part 1 event is not the only thing happening this week, of course. We also have the December Community Day. So let's go over the details for that event. December Community Day 2024 is going to be happening on Saturday, December 21st until Sunday, December 22nd, and each day it's going to be going from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. The featured Pokemon for this Community Day is of course going to be every single Community Day Pokemon that we had this year. These include Mankey, Bellsprout, Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta, Chansey, Sewaddle, Tynamo, Goomy, Rowlet, Litten, Poplio, and Bounsweet. Now, we're not going to have every single one of these featured Pokemon on both days. Each day is going to have its own pool of Pokemon. On Saturday, December 21st, you're going to see a whole bunch of Bellsprout, Chansey, Goomy, Rowlet, Litten, and Bounsweet during the event hours. And then on Sunday, you're going to see an influx of Mankey, Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta, Sewaddle, Tynamo, and Poplio. If there's a particular Community Day Pokemon that you want, make sure you pay attention to what days they're going to be spawning at, because they're not going to be on the day that they're not assigned to. This is very typical for December Community Days, and it seems like Niantic is not changing up anything, so if you have done a December Community Day before, it's basically going to work out the same way. Now, for the last 10 minutes of each hour between 2 o'clock p.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. local time on both days, you're going to see an influx of the Community Day Classic Pokemon. These include Porygon, Cyndaquil, Bagon, and Beldum. Now, during the event hours, we're going to have the following event bonuses. You're going to get double the amount of candy whenever you catch Pokemon, you're going to get double the amount of experience when you catch Pokemon, and then you're also going to get double the chance at getting Candy XL, and you're going to get double Stardust for every Pokemon you catch. Any egg that you place in incubators is going to have a half hatch distance, and lure modules and incense are going to last for 3 hours. You're going to get one additional special trade, and then you're going to have a 50% reduced cost for every trade that you do. These are basically all of the various Community Day bonuses, but they're all going to be happening on the same day. So that's actually pretty massive, especially because some of these bonuses are really good for the average Pokemon Go player. Like getting double experience is really good if you're still leveling up your trainer level, and double Stardust is all around going to be one of the most useful bonuses, especially because there's just going to be so many Pokemon that are going to be spawning. And then finally, this is going to be unique and brand new to this year's Community Day. You're going to have a special research that's actually going to award you with Community Day Pokemon with special backgrounds. This is of course going to be something you will need to purchase, so swing by the web store or the in-game shop for this particular ticket. Alright, now let's talk about all of the weekly content that we're going to be getting, because there's actually a lot of interesting stuff happening this week. This Monday, which is actually today, from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time, we're going to have a Max Monday featuring Dynamax Charmander. Now, something you need to keep in mind is is that this Dynamax Charmander is not going to evolve into Gigantamax Charizard. It's only going to get you Dynamax Charizard, so it may not necessarily be that relevant. It's not something you need to go out and do a whole bunch of, but if you're interested in getting yourself a Dynamax Charmander, then do keep in mind that it will be featured as this week's Max Monday. Now, for this Tuesday Spotlight Hour, we're going to be getting both Slugma and Bergmite as the spotlighted Pokemon with a 2x catch candy bonus. Now, this is going to be happening tomorrow, Tuesday, from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time. So if you need these particular Pokemon, then make sure you schedule yourself for tomorrow's Spotlight Hour. Now, happening this Wednesday is going to be the Raid Hour from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time, and it's going to be featuring Mega Latios, which is going to be appearing in 5-star raids all around your area. And speaking of Mega Latios, it's going to be in 5-star raid battles until December 19th, after which we're going to be getting Mega Latias in 5-star Mega Evolution raids. And then on the weekends, we're going to have Shadow Regice as the 5-star Shadow raid, and this is actually a pretty decent one for PvP, so a lot of people are actually going after it. So if you want to get yourself a Shadow Regice, just keep in mind that it will be in 5-star Shadow raids on the weekends, and you will need a pretty sizable group together. And do remember that Shadow raids are in person only. And then finally, let's talk about PvP. So within the Go Battle League, until December 17th, which is tomorrow, we're going to have the continuation of the Ultra League in the Go Battle League, along with the Fantasy Cup Great League Edition. And then afterwards, until the end of the week, we're going to have the Open Master League, along with the Holiday Cup Little Edition. Do keep in mind that once the Master League and the Holiday Cup are activated, you're going to see a 4x Stardust bonus for winning rewards within PvP battles. So yeah, this week is looking to be very stacked when it comes to content. There's the Holiday Part 1 event, which I do think is going to draw a lot of attention. I mean, there's going to be a new custom Pokemon, Dedenne, and I think it looks really cool. And then of course, there's the new Shiny Sandygast, which I'm sure a lot of players are going to want to get. But I am really concerned because this event is essentially a pay-to-win event. You're not going to be able to get a lot of the new Pokemon without having to spend money. That seems to be the trend with how Pokemon Go has been going. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to a lot of this new content. It seems like December is typically the most content-filled month of the year, and this year's December is definitely following suit. There's just a lot to do. And then of course, on top of that, we are going to be getting December Community Day, which in my opinion is the most important community day of the year, especially for those players who missed out on any community day, because it's going to be their second opportunity to get those particular shinies. So yeah, it's going to be a fun week in my opinion. I do think there's a lot of stuff for us to do, so if you're someone who has been kind of bored with Pokemon Go as of late, then there might be something here for you to do. I do think there's just a lot of stuff that Niantic is offering. Maybe it's not going to be quality content per se, but at least there's a lot of content. There's a lot of quantity here, so yeah, unfortunately, there's still a couple of problems with this week. I do think that for the Max Monday, it's a completely forgettable one, but you know, it is what it is. I think Max Mondays in general have been kind of a miss, in my opinion. Like, unless they have something very interesting on Max Mondays, it's just something that I just never care about. And then, of course, with the Spotlight Hour, it's kind of a wash. There's not really a good bonus. It's not really any relevant Pokemon. It's just basically going to be there. And I think the only use that the Spotlight Hour is going to have is the 2x catch candy bonus. Like, if you do some raids, maybe you're going to get yourself double the candy, or if you have any field research tasks queued up, maybe it's time to collect on those. But aside from that, I really do not think it's one Spotlight Hour that you need to care about. And then of course there's the Wednesday Raid Hour, which is featuring Mega Latios. And aside from getting the Pokedex entry for this particular Mega Evolution, it's not necessarily a relevant one, mainly because there's so many different Mega Evolutions that outclasses it, like Mega Rayquaza. So yeah, the weekly content is not that exciting, but there is some things to look forward to, specifically with the holiday event and with the community day. But yeah, I think it's basically it. This week is definitely going to be all about those two things. But yeah, in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Is there anything in particular this week that you are looking forward to? I would like to know what that is. Make sure you share it in the comments down below, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it to be informative. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way to do so is by becoming a Patreon member. And if you choose to do that, you will get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids in the friendship system, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And I will always prioritize my patrons when it comes to raid invites, so that's something you should keep in mind. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way and you do not care about being on my friends list, then make sure you go and check out my social media pages, the links to which are in the description below, or you could go to any of the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. My handle is @Jinsula. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll get some bonus content as well. And yeah, with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.